Cipriano.
Jervis Motors set, double file racing, but right now, let's go trackside with, I believe, Connor for a quick opening report.
Well, one winner that we've had this year is the 66 car, Justin Bryan, but it's been a while though. Last one in June, and they've had a little bit of bad luck ever since, but they've got a good starting spot tonight. Won their heat race, they're fast. He's also got a new sponsor in the car, George Mack LLC, so hopefully they're going to have a good night out there.
Let's see if the George Mack LLC car can get the job done. Off turn, bricks him over, double green, snapping in the air, and it is Barkowski leading him. Clements to the inside as Nozick is right there, Matt.
That was a pretty daring move by Clement, but he was able to get to the inside and avoid making contact with Nozick. Maybe the fastest car of all is the 04 Albert Saunders as he tries to climb around that Nozick sideways. Can he correct it? Yes, he can.
He does it, and that is in the line of the Arute boys. Paul Arute and David Arute now setting in the 5th and 6th spot. Wren down low on him. Nozick is dancing like he's on ice skates with that zero car. There is Sears right in front of David Arute, and right behind Paul Arute. That seems to be the hot spot of the racetrack.
And it is Brent trying to make a move. He has gotten by Austin Bassett. Now he is going after the 28 car. Some hard racing there between Paul Arute, Norm Sears, David Arute, and Justin Brent.
Good action wherever you look in that pack of cars, as now Paul Arute masters the inside. Nozick is there, forcing Paul Arute down to the infield, opening up the groove for David Arute. And David Arute has now moved into the 4th spot, and Nozick stranded in the Mojave Desert on the inside of the front straightaway.
Where that car misbehaved on a couple of occasions, coming out of turn number 4, but that time he got tangled up with Paul Arute, and the guy who got the worst of it was definitely the 00 of Joe Nozick, and now he gets it to roll, but a costly maneuver for the 00.
Austin Bassett in 7th. George Mack LLC car for Wren will be setting in the 8th spot. Lights are off on the pace car from Wheeler Engineering. It'll dive to the center of the infield. Peter looking the field over. Back to the stripe they come. And there is the green. And you called it, Matt. Barkowski looks racy at the point.
Now it's Albert Saunders trying to dive bomb his way underneath the 59 of Clement. Pretty strong move. David Arute is going to try the same technique, and he does to get into 3rd.
His brother Paul Arute follows him through in the offset as a mover and shaker on the inside. Outside lane is where Sears is, and that doesn't seem to be the quickest right now. Provost is threading the needle through traffic. Challenge for the lead. Here comes Saunders again, but David Arute is knocking on heaven's door. Paul Arute is right there, too.
And rounding out the top 5 is Austin Bassett in car number 64. Behind him is Cliff Saunders. And then on the inside in 7th, that is Dwayne Provost. So Provost is picking up some ground as they scurry their way off the corner. Going to the outside is Albert Saunders. That move didn't work. Let's see if it pays off as they approach turn 3.
While that's been happening, David Arute has found the groove on the bottom, and it works for him. David Arute is now challenging for the lead. 3 wide action at the point. Barkowski like the point of an arrow. David Arute inside, going, almost gone. Saunders gives him a tap to the bumper, sends him on by, and David Arute becomes the leader on lap 7 when they cross the line.
So he ricochets his way into the lead, but Albert Saunders has some room on the inside now, and the yellow has come out on lap number 7, the second yellow of the race.
It is for debris, looks like a hood underneath the tee. And Saunders has a little more giddy up when they go to green, but David Arute has a car that works on the bottom. Off the turn, down the back straightaway. David Arute back in command. Here comes Paul Arute following his brother to the front of the class. And now Austin Bassett muscles his way on the outside now.
And that's why I call him Awesome Austin, because he was able to make a strong move on the outside, a stronger move down low by Paul LaRue. Here comes Albert Saunders going for the lead, trying to bomb his way underneath the 28 of David Arute.
David Arute, a different line last time by. At the stripe, timing and scoring shows Albert Saunders by inches in command. But look at David Arute, the crossover move, bottom shot, down into turn number 3.
Nobody does that crossover move better in the limited late models division than David Arute. He just executed it now, and he is dead even with Saunders. Maybe a slight advantage to the Oars. They lead on each other. In the second turn, they go too high.
David Arute comes back across the racetrack. Paul Arute, his brother, takes over the lead. There is 2, 3 cars, 4 cars on the racetrack, but the caution flag comes out.
Wade Provost. It is tough to win 2 in a row in this division because of the competition. So Wade Provost is going to have his hands full. It is Connor Sullivan on pit road. He is standing by with David Arute. Let's go Flamingo Motorsports Report.
David, close racing out there. What happened?
My throttle was sticking on lap 1, so trying to drive it as much as I could, and I gave it too much brakes in that one corner, and the brakes locked up. Sorry to Alex Saunders. Hope the rest of the race is good.
All right, that's the word. Let's go back to the racetrack.
Back up front. All eyes are on the 2 black cars in the front row. Provost quickly muscles up some momentum in the outside lane. Provost is the brand new leader. Paul Arute isn't giving up. Andrew Hayes is there. Austin Bassett is there. And Paul Arute is reeling back in on Provost. Gives him a little smooch. Coming off the right side.
Another man who's not giving up is Albert Saunders of Andrew Hayes. He is in third, 3 wide in a corner. Andrew Hayes with a great move, a daredevil move, trying to get the lead away from Paul Arute. They are dead even, heading into turn number 4. And Andrew Hayes has moved in front. Arute goes around. He is in trouble.
And it is a mad scramble with a lot of damage done as car number 36 hits at a ton. Austin Bassett is in the middle of that. Paul Arute is there.
He's able to drive away. But Dojic able to drive away, but not too many. And a great front row showed for Tommy Bowles. 2 drivers who are extremely hungry for a victory.
They sure are. Todd Owen, the same can be said about him. Kirk Raynard has been some time as well. And as we said before, it's going to be great racing action. And then the program at the conclusion after the late models, fireworks in the air, 6 cars left, 8 laps to go. Frustration for some and success for others.
Trying to get the jump on the outside. Wade Provost getting all he can handle from Andrew Hayes. And Hayes is back in front.
Hayes quickly moves into the lead. Provost settles back into second. Here comes Saunders to the outside. The color green looking for money. And then Jesse Hines, who's been quiet all over the first half of this race. He is no longer quiet. He's making some noise. He wants to go to the podium.
Well, he survived the first 13 laps. Now he is going to try to race for the final 7. Power move, Justin Bren, as he is able to get by the 4 of Cliff Saunders. So Bren is in a hurry, and Andrew Hayes has a dominant car with 6 laps to go.
It appears that the 04 is also heading down the pit road with disappointment on his race car and his team as well. Back up front, hot spot on the racetrack is the 4th and the 5th spot. Saunders working over Bren and the George Mack LLC car. 5 circuits to go. Hayes, the Mentor Community College car, and Provost run nose to tail. Jesse Hines still sets in the 3rd spot.
And we could have a battle for 4th and 5th. Justin Bren trying to hang on to that position. But in the neighborhood is the 4 of Cliff Saunders. So we are checking that out. And down to 66 away. The pull away from Wade Provost is Andrew Hayes. But that definitely is not easy, as car, and Hayes is tightening things up a bit as they go into turn 4.
He certainly is, and there is 17 laps now complete with 3 circuits remaining in the event. Hayes is being hunted down. Provost closing up the gap. Remember, these guys are running for the points. Every position is 2 points. It might not sound a lot, but it is in the final tally. Back to the stripe they come. Twirling 2s in the air. 1 mile remains in this limited late model main event.
And Andrew Hayes trying to put people in the second as he still has his 30 lead over that number 88 car, Dwayne Provost, and the man in second, in third, the 24 of Jesse Hines. And if Hayes can keep it going for 1 more lap, he will increase his point lead to 18 points.
Final circuit, final time through turn 1. Hayes isn't slowing a bit. Provost isn't gaining at all. Hines is about the same distance between him and Provost. Down to turn number 3. Here comes the double checkers as they come off turn number 4. And Andrew Hayes, the Nantucket Community College car, will take down the win. Provost will finish second. Jesse Hines for third. Cliff Saunders for 4.
Another solid run, and Jesse Hines, I think the best word you can say for him tonight is survival. He was able to avoid all the incidents, and he is rewarded for that with a 3rd place finish.
He certainly was, and did a fine job of staying out of the line of fire. Chuck Zantarski is down there observing. Nobody's going to get anything by him. And Napa Victory Lane is set up, and it looks like Connor Sullivan is our host to meet and greet our winner. Connor, get in where the action is.
Another win for our points leader in the limited late model division, Andrew Hayes. It looked like a rough and tumble night out there. Take us through it.
I'll tell you what, there was a lot of beating and banging there in the first couple laps. Not sure if we were going to make it after that first one. I thought the nose was all jacked up. We're going to overheat, but made it through, and, we just came out with our 4th victory of the season. It feels great.
Who would you like to thank for getting you to Napa Victory Lane?
It's Nantucket Community College, Local 3059, all the people who donated to MDA, Fill the Boot. Big thanks to them, my dad, my brother, On Point Connections, Tow Protection Security Systems, all the fans that come here every night make this stuff possible, just everyone who helps out, my dad, my Uncle Bob, my little brother Patrick who's here tonight, just feels great.
All right, that's the story for our survival, for our top survivor tonight. 4th win of the year for Andrew Hayes in the limited late models as we bring in Dwayne Provost, another survivor out there. Take us through the night.
That was the wildest race of the year so far. It was a lot of beating and banging out there, and congrats to Andrew on getting by me. Once he got by me, I think I broke a steering arm bolt or something, and I didn't want to push it after that last caution, so I just kind of stayed where I was and kind of floated for the race.
Who would you like to thank for your podium finish?
I want to thank Gus Coelho from Gus's Auto Service. He had a bad wreck last week and helped him out a little bit, and he always supports me and is great, good friends as well. I want to thank Jolly Joe K for stopping by every week and throwing me some gas money, and great. It's great having him on board. And I want to thank the Resting Souls of Massachusetts Motorcycle Club for supporting me as well.
All right, that's the story from our 2nd place finisher tonight, Dwayne Provost, as we'll bring in our 3rd place man behind the Crazy Bruce's number 24 car, Jesse Hines. You had a couple of close calls out there. Take us through the night.
I was gone for 2 weeks, but coming back, that was a wild race. Those guys were going back and forth and beating and banging each other, but I got to first wish a get well to my girlfriend's father. He's been in the ICU for the past week and a half, so I hope he gets real well. And I also got to thank BFR Chassis for putting this car back together, because when we wrecked it a few weeks ago, it was junk. And I got to thank TA Engines and also my father and everybody else who helps us out. Crazy Bruce's Liquor for coming on board and sponsoring us this year. It's just, it hasn't been our best year, but, we'll take them as they come, and, we'll go from there.
All right, 3rd place finish for Jesse Hines here at Stafford tonight. That's it for the limited late models. Let's go back to the tower.
Well, as you can tell, Jesse Hines